Hi Erica, hi Chris. Hope it's not too weird videotaping in your home while you're not home. I wanted to go over with you some things that you can start to do with Axel on his place bed and how it's going to benefit you and the family. So a few things. When you're working with him on place bed, keep in mind he's only had 2 days of practice of this. Today will be the third day. So set him up for success. Make it easy for him. One, if he is hungry and food motivated, he's going to be more engaged with the training. Two, minimize distractions. So if the boys can have something to do or there's not too much going on, it's going to be easier to engage with Axel and keep him focused than trying to do it with several people, Nala running around, all these things. So those are a couple things. The third thing is you may need a leash. If he's really squirrely and everything else, then you may need a leash. Later, if you're interested, we can definitely talk about pressure training with the e-collar. So we can get him to go to his place bed from further distances, have it more reliable, those kind of things. But it also kind of complicates things. I want to keep it as easy as possible for you. So I'm going to demonstrate kind of how I'm doing it with Axel and then how you guys can start with it as well. So I'm going to be using a clicker. I can't remember if you guys are familiar with this at all. If not, don't worry about it. All it does is mark a specific behavior for a dog. So when Axel touches the bed, I'm going to click. He knows he did something right at that second, and then it's going to get rewarded for it. Okay? So he came when he heard the click, which is fine, but it's not a matter of getting his attention by doing this. That's not what it is at all. Good boy. Good boy. All right, so when we tell him place, at this point, we cannot tell him place from 20, 30, 40 feet away. Or if he's engaged with Nala and they're really being rambunctious and you say, you know, Axel, place, he's not going to all of a sudden stop playing with Nala and run to his place bed. In time, if you practice enough, it can get that good. But in the beginning, you're going to have to kind of get his attention and kind of walk him over to the place bed. So Axel, place. Yes, good boy. Again, if you're not using the clicker, that's fine. Just mark it with a verbal. Yes, good dog, good job, something like that, so he knows he did something correct. Once he's on the place bed, I do like for him to be down. So good boy. So obviously you guys are doing a really good job with that. And I usually just point my fingers towards the ground. Again, I click when his elbows hit the mat. I give him a treat. Now I'm going to tell him to stay. Axel, stay. Stay. I hold my hand out like a stop sign, and it is a firm tone. Stay. It's not a Axel, stay. It's a firm stay. I back away, take a few steps, don't look at the dog, come back, give him a treat. Good boy. Stay. I step away, don't look at the dog, come back. All right, I'll step away again a little further, stay. Okay, when you are starting with this, I've gotten to the point where I can actually walk over by the door, put my shoes on, put my coat on, and Axel will still stay. If you saw from the last video, I can have Nala out and be petting her. I've even bounced a tennis ball in front of him and he stays. When you start this, you're going to have to start from square one. It's not going to take you near as long because he already knows what to do, but he will test you and he will see what he can get away with. So set him up for success, keep it simple, just take a few steps back, just wait a second, go right back to him. As time goes on, you can go further away, you can increase the time it takes before you go back and reward him, okay? Good boy. Something else again, in time, probably by like day 2 you practice this with him yourself, you can start bending down, stay, stay. As we bend down, it encourages dogs, you can see his tail really, and he's kind of scooting forward, it encourages them to come play with us. So we're just trying to proof this, that despite what we do, bend down, put our shoes on, put our coat on, open the door, these are not cues for you to come bouncing towards us, okay? The only cue for you to leave your place bed is when I say the word B-R-E-A-K, okay? Stay. Good boy. Good boy. So I'm going to release him, and we want our dogs to come towards us. We move away from the dog and call them with enthusiasm, and again, I use the word B-R-E-A-K, okay? Axel, break! Good boy. Good boy, Axel. So I just gave him a treat. Axel, place. Come on, place. Yes, good boy. Good boy, down. Good boy. When you're practicing this, make sure you practice a lot more stay rather than break. If you just put him there, walk 10 feet away, call him, put him back on the place bed, call him, he's going to develop a habit of boing, 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 just off and on the place bed. So make sure that he actually stays there for a while. So I'm going to back up, stay. And retreat. And again, right now Nala's put up, she's outside, so I want to make this easy for Axel. Stay. Good boy. Stay. So I'm going to have a seat on the couch. Stay. Stay. Leave it. Good boy. Good boy. So right now I've got an engaged dog. Tail's going, he's excited. That's what we want. We want this to be fun. We want it to be really positive, okay? After you practice this for a couple days, he needs to start being held accountable for staying on his place bed, okay? So the way we do that is there's two ways, okay? So I'm leaving e-collar completely out of this right now to keep things simple. So if he breaks place without permission, there has to be a consequence. If we only keep this 100% positive, then something else will interest him and he'll leave, and why shouldn't he leave? There's no consequence. So if he does break place and he's not on a leash, I'm going to simply go and grab his collar. You can have him on his flat buckle. You can have his pinch collar on him. Just make sure, of course, when a dog has a pinch collar on, they're being supervised 100% of the time so it doesn't get hooked on something. But nonetheless, I'm just going to grab his collar and give him little hand corrections back up onto the bed. Place, enough. Just in a firm voice, I just kind of give them a few little light pops like that, put them on their place bed, enough. Give them to calm down, put them back down, and you're going to know how firm you have to be. If you do that and your dog's all wiggly and yeah, and having fun, they're not taking you seriously. If your dog is cowering and looking really, really scared, you probably went too far. Okay? So it's just kind of like kids. They should know that you were serious, but at the same time, so they should take you seriously, but they shouldn't be fearful by any means. Okay? So we'll see if he kind of breaks place. So right here he did. So that's another method. That was actually a good teachable moment, right, Erica, for teaching. If he starts to break place slowly like that, just take a quick step towards him. Claiming a dog's space, they back up. Okay? If he were to kind of get squirrely and kind of come around me, again, I would just grab his collar, place, and put him back up there. I'd be as gentle as I possibly can be, but as firm as necessary. Again, whatever it takes to make sure he knows I'm serious, within being being reasonable, of course. We're not going to yank the dog off all 4 feet or anything ridiculous by any means. None of that stuff. So the leash is also beneficial. Okay, once you actually start getting him to stay on the place bed for a while, so you feel like he's doing pretty good, maybe on day 2, day 3, you're going to be watching a movie, you want him on his place bed. No problem. Something you can do, grab your leash, not a flexi. This is nice because it's got 2 quick releases, so I can kind of loop it around something. But what I'm going to do is put this on the dog, okay, and I can tether him now. Okay, he's probably too big and strong to tether him to the place bed. You could find the end of the couch or something like that. So so here he's breaking place. Place, enough. Sit, down, enough. So there he took me pretty seriously, I'd say, and he realized he broke place without permission. So sorry for jumping topics, but when he does something, I gotta kind of talk about that particular situation. So what we can do is simply tether him around something, like the couch over there. We want him not too close, to whatever distractions there may be, the boys, Nala, whatever it is. With smaller dogs, I maybe just tether them right to the bed. Stay. I tell him stay. I have a seat. I watch my movie. If he breaks place, 2 things now. 1, he's not going to be rewarded with free roam. You'll be able to get to him quickly, right? And 2, he has a leash on, so it makes it easier to kind of correct him back onto the bed. But in the beginning stages, because he already knows what place is and he already likes it. Good boy. Down. Excellent. Down. He's being a little funny with the leash hook to him now. Down. That's a good boy. Using a food lure is fine. So you've got your dog on a place bed, he's tethered to something again, probably not just the bed for him, probably something sturdy like the end of the couch or whatever, something like that. But then he can't have free roam, it's easier to get to him and it's easier to manage. When you're having him on place and you want him to stay there, you have to supervise him 100% of the time. If you start going upstairs for 10, 15 minutes, he's gonna be breaking place, not paying attention, he's gonna be getting away with things. So if you're not engaged with him 100% of the time, then don't expect him to stay up there. In time, as time progresses, weeks go by, months go by, as it goes on, it's gonna get really good to where they will stay on their place bed. I've had board trained dogs that they get to the point by the end of their month training, and I can put them in a place bed, go take a shower, come back out, and they're still there, which is fantastic. But practice this whenever you can. If you're making breakfast, he can be on his place bed. Making dinner, he can be on his place bed. Just make sure that you're using a tether at first so he can't just run off his place bed and then you're trying to chase the dog. Okay? So set him up for success, make it easy for him, make it easy for you. The other thing is, I lost my thought before, but since he already knows what to do and he already likes it, he has to be held accountable for it. Axel, sit, good boy, down. Down, good boy. So, in order for this to be effective and work and for him to stay, there are going to have to be some type of corrections. So if he breaks place, it is going to have to be a hand to collar correction, a leash correction, which I've showed you, kind of get him back up on there. He has to know that he has to stay here, okay? The other thing is when you're practicing this, be fair to Axel. If he's been cooped up in his crate all day long, don't expect him to stay on his place bed for 45 minutes or an hour. He's not going to do it. He's not ready. He's too young, too energetic. It's not fair. But if you take him for a nice 2-mile walk and he comes back in, nothing wrong with having him on his place bed for 30 minutes. If you're able to somewhat supervise him to make sure he doesn't get away with breaking place without permission. Okay? Good boy. So I'm going to call him off a couple times. Axel, break. Come on, break. Good boy. Because we do want our dogs to be able to move. It's kind of like students, that internal clock just starts ticking where they're just getting really antsy and they're tired of sitting in their chairs. Hey, good boy. So break it up with a little play once in a while. Hey, good boy, what you doing? And there, he got away with a little jump. Right now, we kind of tackle one problem at a time, pick our battles. Good boy. So I'm just having a little fun with my dog, getting him engaged. Where's your bat? Place bat. Go to your place. Good boy. Good boy. But it's important to kind of have those breakups and make it fun and engage your dog, especially if they're starting to lose focus or get a little antsy, okay? Down. Now this session has been, because of 90% has been talking, when you're practicing this with Axel, as far as the place, stay, treating, having them break off, that kind of thing, the constant engagement, only 4 or 5 minutes a day. That's all it's going to take. If you're going to have him stay on his place bed, absolutely 20, 30 minutes at a time, if he's somewhat supervised, and then over time you can increase that length of time. Okay? Stay. So I'm going to bring Nala in here. Stay. Good girl, Nala. Good girl. Oh, good girl, Nala. What is that? No? Axel. Good boy. Sit. Down. She was a lot more interested in cheese the other day. Good boy, Axel. Good boy. Good. Axel, break. Yes. Good boy. Axel, come on. Axel. Axel. Whoop, whoop. Place. Place. Good. Good boy. Axel. Down. Good boy. So if you're practicing place, stay, break, and Nala's out with him, Good boy. So that was actually really good impulse control on his part. Axel. So grab his collar, place. Sit. Enough. Enough. Good boy. Down. Down. But if you're practicing this with Nala and you're practicing the stay, break, place, all those kind of things, you may want him on leash in case he wants to go visit with Nala or whatever it is, or the boys or something like that. So you may need him on leash for a little bit too. So stay. Nala. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Hey, baby girl. Hey, baby girl. Good girl. So I can just kind of toss him treats. But basically this is what it takes. Again, you don't have to do it for as long as this video is by any means. 4 or 5 minutes a day of practice. And then when he's actually holding the stay, have him tethered. If he breaks place, give him little corrections to make sure he knows he did something wrong. And you're gonna have a very solid stay to the point where you can practice coming in and out of the doorway. Guests come over, that kind of stuff, it can get really good. It just depends on how far you want to take it. But this can really help keep things calmer in the home, especially with dogs with high energy or anxiety or anything else. I see them kind of pacing or always looking for something to do. What can I pick up? What can I get into? And then all of a sudden they're on their place bed, all those other options are taken away. Your only option is to lay there and be good and just relax. And in time, they do yield and they do learn just to relax, which is nice. Good dog. Good boy. So hopefully that helps some. But I'll talk to you guys soon.